The bridge of the Zephyrian merchant vessel Tender Prophet fell silent as Captain Vexhi's four eyes focused on the incoming transmission. The universal translator crackled to life, delivering words that sent ice through his chitinous exoskeleton. Unknown vessel, this is Captain Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force cruiser Retribution. You are ordered to halt all movement and prepare for boarding. Any attempt to flee will be met with hostile action. First Officer Krillthak's mandibles clicked nervously. Captain, their ship is only half our size. Surely they don't expect us to— Silence! Vexhi hissed, his compound eyes never leaving the tactical display. The human vessel appeared as a sleek predator among the stars, bristling with weapons that defied conventional understanding. Send a response. Tell them we are a peaceful trading vessel and request safe passage. The reply came swift and cold. Negative. Intelligence suggests you're carrying contraband destined for the hegemony war effort. Prepare for inspection or face the consequences. Vexhi's claws drummed against his command chair. The humans had been in space for barely 2 centuries, yet their reputation preceded them across half the galaxy. Stories of their impossible tenacity, their refusal to yield even when vastly outnumbered, their uncanny ability to turn certain defeat into crushing victory. Sir, Communications Officer Jexela called out, her voice trembling. I'm picking up chatter from nearby shipping lanes. Word is spreading that there's a human warship in the sector. Through the viewports, Vexhi could see the subtle course changes of distant merchant vessels as they gave the area a wide berth. No species wanted to be caught in proximity when humans decided to enforce galactic law. Captain, Krillthak whispered, leaning close, we could activate the quantum drives. Jump before they can react. Our cargo is worth more than— You fool, Vexhi snapped. Do you know nothing of human naval doctrine? They never travel alone. Even now, there are likely 3 more ships positioned at our potential exit vectors waiting. As if summoned by his words, the sensor array lit up with new contacts. The destroyer Valkyrie materialized from behind a nearby asteroid, while the frigates Stormcrow and Night's Edge dropped their stealth fields, surrounding the merchant vessel in a perfect triangulation. The crew of the Tender Prophet exchanged fearful glances. In the span of minutes, they had gone from hunters to prey, trapped in a web spun by creatures who had earned their reputation through 200 years of turning impossible odds in their favor. Incoming message from the lead ship, Jexela announced. Captain Chen's voice filled the bridge once more. I'm sure you've noticed our friends by now. The smart play is to cooperate. We know about the antimatter cores in your lower hold. The ones marked as medical supplies. The hegemony's war machine won't be getting those weapons today. Vexhi felt his respiratory spiracles constrict. How had they known? The documentation was perfect. The bribes had been paid. The shipping manifests had been triple encrypted. Sir, incoming fighter squadron, the tactical officer reported, his voice barely a whisper. On the main screen, a wing of human interceptors emerged from the Retribution's launch bays. Unlike the elegant curves favored by most species, human fighters were angular, aggressive things that looked like they'd been designed by someone who understood that space combat was less about grace and more about putting holes in the enemy before they could return the favor. This is your final warning, Captain Chen's transmission continued. Cut your engines and prepare to receive our boarding party. Any crew member who cooperates will be treated fairly under galactic law. Anyone who resists— She left the threat hanging, but every being on the bridge understood. Humans didn't make empty promises, especially when it came to warfare. Captain, Krillthak's voice was barely audible. Orders? Vexhi stared at the tactical display, watching the human ships maintain their perfect formation. Each vessel held position with mathematical precision, creating overlapping fields of fire that would turn his merchant ship into expanding plasma the moment he made any hostile move. But it wasn't the tactical superiority that made his decision for him. It was the stories, the tales of human boarding parties that could clear a ship room by room in minutes, the reports of human Marines who fought with a combination of technological superiority and psychological warfare that left even veteran soldiers cowering. Most telling were the stories of what happened to those who surrendered peacefully. The humans, despite their fearsome reputation, adhered to their own codes of conduct with the same unwavering determination they brought to battle. Prisoners were treated well, trials were fair, and sentences, while firm, were just. Stand down all weapons, Vexhi commanded, his voice carrying across the bridge. Send a message to the human captain. Tell her we surrender and will cooperate fully with their investigation. Relief flooded the bridge as weapon systems powered down and engines went silent. Through the viewports, the human fighters took up escort positions, their pilots maintaining the same professional discipline that had made their species legends across the galaxy. Boarding shuttle incoming, Jexla reported. They'll be docking in 3 minutes. Vexhai straightened in his command chair, preparing to meet their captors with what dignity remained. As he watched the human shuttle approach with practiced precision, he couldn't help but feel a grudging respect for these relative newcomers to the galactic stage. In just 2 centuries, humanity had carved out a reputation that made entire fleets change course rather than risk confrontation. They had proven time and again that size meant nothing when faced with determination, that numbers were irrelevant when confronted by superior tactics and unbreakable will. The docking clamps engaged with a metallic thud that resonated through the ship's hull. Humanity had spoken and the galaxy had learned to listen.